So we have Olaf Scholz as a new chancellor, and we also had, I mean, the situation in the last government of the grand coalition with the Conservatives and the Social Democrats, that especially when it came also to European decision in the climate policy, that there was a blocking between the Conservatives and the Social Democratic environmental minister on the other side. So the consequence was always that Germany was abstaining in crucial votes, for example, when we had the climate law, etc. So I think this was one problem we had in the past, and with the Greens now in the government and also the Liberals, I hope that this times of Germany having a passive role in the EU climate policies will change, and I'm really looking forward to that change, because I think it's time that Germany also takes responsibility to shape European future and not only like tries to wait what will happen and then look what the majorities are, but also be an active part in showing we are the richest country in Europe. We have to show that the transition is possible. I mean, it's a really, really difficult topic also in the coalition, because I think we always have the situation that discussions are really mixed up. So, of course, I think it's wrong to say that Nord Stream 2 is not a geopolitical project and say it's only economically or only ecological, because, of course, it's not. It also has a geopolitical dimension, and I think with the Russian aggression in the Ukraine, we also have to see it as part of the mix of sanctions that should happen. But I also see that there are other interests when we talk about the energy level and also the energy geopolitics, and that, for example, the US, who have an interest in having more liquefied natural gas being imported to Europe. So I think we also have to see the big picture, and only sanctioning Russia with Nord Stream 2 also won't be a solution. So as an environmentalist, I also, of course, have energy-related doubts on the sense of Nord Stream, because we have kind of really clear scientific evidence that there's no additional gas infrastructure needed to diversify also the European gas infrastructure. So I think we have to be to also have to work on the German debate. I'm not sure if it's going to be the stop of Nord Stream yet, because of course the main question remains, if we stop Nord Stream also, what will really also make a difference is to invest in renewable energies and to start with that. And I think discussions are mixed up, and I think it's not going to be an easy decision in the coalition. I think it's not only a contradiction to the Green Deal, I think it's also a contradiction to what the taxonomy was supposed to be. It was supposed to be an instrument where we have more transparency on which investments are sustainable. It should have been an instrument where we can avoid greenwashing, especially for consumers. And we kind of, again, mixed up the debates. We had the discussions about energy supply security, with the question of transitional energies, which are important discussions, but they are not part of the question whether we should label energy as sustainable or not. And I think this is the problem, and the consequence has been this Commission proposal, which is in contradiction with the Green Deal, which is not sustainable, and which is not, it's a political compromise, and we cannot do that with a label that is said to be a helpful tool for people to see where there's greenwashing in it and where not. And I think we have to really, if we take the Green Deal serious, we have to change this proposal, and this is what we're working on in the European Parliament. I followed this debate, and of course also within the European Parliament we sometimes have different fights on that. And I think you're absolutely right. We have a very broken food system, which is also a consequence on how we finance agri-industry in Europe. So we have billions and billions of euros that we invest in the common agricultural policy. But mainly this money is going to the size, based on the size of the farms. And this is a problem because it really encourages big industrialized meat production, for example. And I think this is wrong because it's bad for the climate, it's bad for the biodiversity. And we have to see that it's also not a sustainable model for the farmers especially from small and medium-sized farmers, to also live from what they are producing, because the prices are always going down and down, and they cannot actually live without the help from the European Union. And this is what I think we need to change. We have to have a sustainable food system where we also support farmers that want to make their model more ecological, more economically sustainable, and also more social sustainable, because we also know that these big agro-industries come with very bad working conditions for the workers who work there. And I think this is what we have to solve, and this should be our priority. And I don't think it's a luxury debate, because for me, it's the question that we don't fight poverty by providing cheap food. We fight poverty by guaranteeing people decent wages, social security, etc. And we have to look that everyone can access good quality food. And this is what I think we have a huge task before us, and we have to fundamentally change the way how our food system is working.